Good morning, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I appreciate you joining me. All right, Scorpio. So we're going to get this video out for you. I know it's been a minute. Trying to testing and trying to find the ways to get everything accomplished in the days that I have available to do those. So thank you for your patience and understanding. For those of you... let's see. I'm getting sidetracked already. Goodness. Anyhow, Scorpio, this is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watchers. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well, and always discern the messages, in accordance to what's going on in your life. Don't force anything to fit. I'm kind of, Scorpio, part of it is like, I was meditating before I sat down to turn the camera on, and part of this is like, trying to think about the things that I need to say just in general for everybody, but then at the same time I keep replaying the messages that I got during the meditation, so I'm kind of like trying to keep those in mind so I don't forget them, and I should have written them down. And then the flip to that is trying to just fill you guys in on the normal stuff, right? So real quick, for those of you that have commented, shared, subscribed, liked to everything for the channel, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to those of you who have booked personal readings with me as well. It is always a pleasure to do that for you. If you've not done so, you can check out the description box below. There's the email of how to get a hold of me, as well as in the About section of the page. And know that the website for the business is up and running, and it is holisticallyzenwv.com. If you haven't checked that out, you can do so. Please know that we are slowly integrating new things and doing things differently. I know there's some links that aren't working and things like that, so we're working on those as we go. So anyhow, Scorpio, before I even dive into this reading for you, meditating, pyramids. The Spirit also said to me, for you, you're not done yet. You're not done. And I've got chills up my back as I say this. It is as if like you kind of feel like the end of what I was seeing was like a tunnel, like this long road to this dark door, and it's just like, God, it was like in the shadows. It's like it felt like it was so far away. Whatever you are doing, keep going. Your Spirit's words, you are not done yet. Okay, that pyramid is solid foundations. It is your stability. It is your power. It is the incorporation of the spirit, the mind, the body, the soul. It's ready to move. You're on the cusp. I've got insane chills. You are on the cusp right now of moving forward into this new beginning. And it's like you're kind of like in this period of an in-between is how it feels. As I'm watching it, it's like there's the way it played out, there was stuff to the back that it was in the long distance, like not owning a story from the past anymore, not letting that story own you, being in the present. And there's just some little quirks. It feels like nothing too crazy, but it's in a space of awakening that's going to take you forward. So it might feel like things are a little off. I want to say get clear about your thoughts. Get clear about your manifestations right now. Again, Spirit just keeps reiterating, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. And like, as I was trying to open up the introduction to the video here, that's what I kept hearing. I'm like, gosh, I can't even concentrate on, telling you guys the normal spiel, right? The rules, if you will, because I just kept hearing, you're not done yet. So we're going to see how this comes out in this reading. But Scorpio, you're moving forward through a process. And then right now they're also talking about that. I think this is going to happen when we come out of that eclipse season. This is the last eclipse season in that Scorpio Taurus energy, and we're moving into Aries and Libra, and I think that's really going to open you up. So the solar eclipse the lunar eclipse with the full moon is in about a 2-week period. I can't remember, I think it might be May 5th, somewhere around there, May 4th, May 5th, I can't remember the exact date right now, but I think that's going to be the period where you really start to see things shift in a more heavier way that is going to start to really transform your life moving forward. Okay, so let's see what comes up. But I wanted to give you those messages right off the bat because they were like flooding in for me for you. So know that that's communication from spirit about what is going on for you. And it doesn't seem to be, what I like about that energy, you know, when we pull cards, sometimes we pull, you know, past, present, future. I tend to kind of just go with whatever I feel like I need to do for each of you. But it's like it was closing the door to the past, being still in the present. And as I say this, I just happen to look down at the camera. There's a pyramid on the bottom. The dynamic of the situation. Your dynamic right now is to be still and present, because you're letting go of that past. You're sitting in the now. The future energy, it's like you may feel like you're not moving fast enough right now, but you are accumulating ideas for the future, is what Spirit is giving me as we speak. They're coming in so strong for you guys. I love this energy. So just know this. Just know this, okay? All right, so for Scorpio, please, Spirit, for their current energy, what does Scorpio need to know? They're also saying miracle and fertility. They were also saying, and we're going to leave it right there because I was only going to take one. Oh, I just lost what I'm telling you, the messages that are coming in, like there's not enough of my brain capacity to right now to take it all in. Holy Toledo. We'll come back to it if we need to. Miracle 33, which is a 6. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. At this time, make sure you're not doubting yourself. I did a new moon through, you know, event at my business on Thursday night, and then we had a class about the chakras and on Friday, and it was very much like coming into this place of confidence for yourself. And I think that a lot of the signs with this Mercury retrograde and the eclipse season, you know, you tend to doubt, you know, maybe if things didn't quite go the way you thought they were or what have you, you start to kind of doubt, freaking retrograde, I can't talk, kind of doubt yourself. But don't, like, sit in that power, that internal power, and that pyramid too, that's a stance of power, of what you're capable of bringing up. And every time I talk about that pyramid, I get the chills all over myself. Confirmation from Spirit, right? Whatever you can dream up can happen. Whatever you believe in is yours to be had. So don't doubt these new beginnings with this fertility card. 9, you may be independently doing it. I'm going to say 6 and 9 is that yin and yang energy, right? They fit together perfectly. It is the masculine, it is the feminine. It's like integrating those parts of yourself so that they come together for wholeness, right? So the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. Again, you have to believe in it for it to happen. And these two cards coming out together, I'm not the least bit surprised. Don't box yourself in. Allow that wheel to spin. I'm thinking of like the Wheel of Fortune, you know, it's a positive turn of events. Allow that wheel to spin in your favor, okay? Very, very important. Integrating the throat and the heart as well. Watching, especially through this retrograde, watching what you're saying. Make sure that you're coming at it from a compassionate space of love. And what's below about the throat? There's the throat, right? The throat chakra underneath. I am going to give this one to you as well. 39, romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole, complete through the experience with reflection of a conscious lover. You may be finding that you're finally voicing what it is that you do want rather than what it is that you don't want. Wakening up to an understanding of what real love feels like to you. So if this is on a romantic sense, you know, relationship-wise, you're becoming much more aware of these things within you. If this is just in general, remember that we are universal love. We give love, we receive love. We're here to love and nurture all of the things around us. And remember, the more that we come at it in a conscious state of being present and knowing that we're acting from a place of love and integrity, we're calling that back into our existence, right? So just be very mindful of that, because we're 10 minutes into your video already, but I just feel like these messages are so very important for you, okay? They're coming in hot and heavy this morning for me. All right, Spirit for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? Inspiring others. You may be, I'm rewriting the subconscious. You may be, maybe you do something like I do. Like I do tarot and oracle, obviously mediumship. I have my hands in a lot of different things. So maybe you too are also in this space of inspiring others. Recognize too that when you're coming, and as I said, with that love, that when you're coming in from that space, you know, you are creating that ripple effect. You know, you go to the grocery store, you've stood in line, the person behind you has 2 things, you've got a buggy full, you let them go first. You know, you're doing something that is just kind. And in that kindness, you're creating that ripple effect. And something as small as that could be the inspiration that this person that you let go first remembers that. So, you know, the next place they go, they have a similar experience, or they're just in a better mood. So now they're coming at things in a very kind, loving, compassionate sense too. That again, it does. You are the nucleus, and it has the ripple effect of changing the world around you in that inspiration. So I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. You may be helping people at this time, teaching, I'm going to say, Spirit saying, teaching them new things, new ways of doing things. And through that, I think you're also, you know, we transform ourselves as we transform for others too, because they see this. They see these changes occurring within you, especially for the people around you that are closest to you. They're seeing that. And that can be inspiring to them to make those changes. So with you helping other people, more importantly, you know, well, not saying more importantly, but equally, you're helping yourself as well. So just keep moving, even if you do feel like you're not gaining momentum. You truly are. And I'm just going to say, this has rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. Again, I think that some of you maybe have struggled with some self-confidence lately, or doubting yourself. When you find yourself in a place of something that feels really good and lights you up, sit with that and recognize that that is the healthier way of thinking. Spirit is saying that that is how you want to feel. So address it, pay attention to it, and the next time you're making movement into something and you start to complain or feel bad about something, you're recognizing that you don't have to, because it's an uncomfortable place to be in a negative sense, not in a sense of growth, but you're growing because you're recognizing that this is not where you want to be, right? You want to be in a healthier vibration. So, and I think through this help of others, you are, and again, my brain, you guys, goodness, as you're helping others, you are rewriting your story. You're rewriting the subconscious for yourself as well. 2 cards that came out, I'm going to look at them, but I think I'm going to throw them back in here, was heat and balance. Let's go ahead and reshuffle. I don't know why I want to reshuffle, but I do. All right, Spirit for Scorpio. For Scorpio, their current energy, what do they need to know? Surface and friction. I feel like you're also taking a look at people and situations around you, questioning whether or not it runs deep enough for you. Does it resonate internally within the soul? And if it does not, then, you know, I feel like you're reevaluating those people, those situations. It's kind of like, the way I see it is like there's a water line. They're up here and you're submerged in your emotion. You're submerged in the depths of what is. And it's like, if you came up for air, you'd have to go through all that shit that they're packing along with them. And it's kind of like being that shark at the bottom of the ocean, I guess, is how this is kind of coming through. And the little fish are up, you know, swimming at the surface level. It's like you'd have to go through all of that to reach the sunlight. So it's like, I don't know, it's a weird way it's coming through, but it's like you're comfortable in that. You're comfortable in that energy of, it's almost like isolation, hermit mode perhaps, where you're just like, I'm okay by myself. Let the chatter, let the, you know, the whatever energy, the crazy energy go around and swim that shallow, but I'm going to work on the internal parts of me. Very interesting. Unity and discernment. I kind of feel like that's pretty much what I was talking about right there, is you are, you know, using that word discernment. recognizing these people and situations around you at this time and asking yourself what kind of growth that this is giving you. You know, your job, and I'm saying this from the words of Spirit, your job is to bring things together. And it's like you recognize there are people who will join that force with you and help to bring the things together that are important. And for others, they may not. But I also feel like you're kind of letting these people weed themselves out for you. You're kind of sitting back and just watching the actions, the demeanor, and you're finding what feels really good to you internally, and that's where you're staying. So it's like if they're meant to be a part of this with you, you're welcoming them, but you're not engaging with outside things. So just be careful not to get caught up in anybody else's whatevers. You know, it's important to step away from that. They're also saying when it comes to business, when it comes to your work, you're shifting. You are getting more into a state of flow, and Spirit is saying productivity for yourself at this time as well. You may be looking at things too that did not serve you well in endeavors. Doesn't have to be with partners or people, but it's also like you recognize what growth you had in certain areas, and you want to keep pushing forward with those things and letting them and helping them evolve moving forward. Scorpio, such a powerful message for you. I really like this. So let's see, what cards do we want to use for Scorpio? I really don't want to do past, present, future. I can't remember what I used the other day for Gemini and Capricorn. I don't know. All right, I think we're going to go with the traditional Rider-Waite. Let's see. Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? Spirit, what is the current energy for Scorpio? What do they need to know? 10 of Pentacles. They're telling me too. You guys, 9 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I really do feel like that's in your focus. For some of you, it may be love. Others of you, it's just the need to feel good, to feel balanced, to bring, you know, your life together. And this may pertain to your finances. You may be evaluating how you're going to make things work better. They're showing me like a ledger also. So it's like you may be really reviewing, and again, we're in Mercury retrograde, perfect time to review things. You may be reviewing how you've got to where you are, what has worked, what has not worked, and how to move forward from that. 10 of Pentacles. Strength in the reverse. Again, I feel like this is a lack of confidence, and I think that it's also something that you're recognizing where maybe you have made mistakes in the past, and recognizing too, again, whether it's relationships, this is business, this could be, you know, anything in your life, put it where it fits, but where you felt as if you knew what you wanted, but there were just a few things that maybe you were lacking the confidence in creating for yourself, that you are now recognizing. Maybe you stood in your own way some. You know, self-sabotaging tendencies, Scorpios have those, right? We're human like everybody else, but it's acknowledging those traits, right? All right, for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Knight of Cups. Scorpio, I do feel like you're trying to find your emotional energy at this time. The Lovers in the upright. I do, the 8 of Pentacles, nothing but Pentacles and Cups for you guys. It's crazy. You may be dealing with a Gemini, you may be dealing with a Leo, FYI, or it might be in your chart. I do feel like there is something that you're working on. This also could be somebody working up the courage in regards to love, working up the courage to come towards you, to make you some type of offer. At the same time, though, I feel like they're on the outside looking in at you. You may not know that this person is in the background or behind the scenes, we'll say. But Scorpio, this could also be about your choices. It's like you're emotionally starting to mature, emotionally beginning to open up, working on the things that need to open you up in regards to the heart space in general. you wanting and desiring to feel again, opening yourself up to the things that feel good, that light you up. I'm hearing from Spirit to be careful with temptation, though. Okay? Be careful. And then that truth card. Speaking your truth, acknowledging your truth, recognizing truths within you. They're saying of the past pain and hurt. So this could be in part that you're learning how to discern, you know, the role. I always tell people this when I'm doing things, you know, depending on the situation. You know, Buddhist, Hinduist path is how we play a part in our own suffering, and we truly do. And I think maybe there's the truth that you've shut down emotionally, whether it was romance, business, or anything, just to keep yourself protected. And now it's like you're working on opening that back up. You're working on your personal truth for the growth that you need. You know that, or they're saying that you feel like it's going to require moving mountains to find people that are feeling or understanding, maybe on the spiritual side of things, where it is that you stand. You might be feeling a little alone, and it's funny because with that Lover's card, I feel like it feels good in a way, but it's you know, if you're going to come into my world, and I feel like this person also, they recognize there's mountains to move with you. This is not going to be an easy task. So it's like anybody that's coming towards you in the sense of love, they better be able to move mountains. They better be willing to go the distance with you, because you're not gonna, you know, you're willing to sit and wait to get away from the things that haven't served you. That Devil and the Star, you know, it's ignoring the temptation of whatever is out there. You know, putting it to bed once and for all that we're not going to do it this way anymore. You're going to come correct. You're not coming into my world at all. So for Scorpio, these are big messages, Scorpio. Holy Toledo, guys. I was looking at the 6 of Gemini, and the 6, I forget what it was I seen earlier. Oh, Miracles breaks down to a 6, and then you've got the 6 of Pentacles here with the Ace of Wands. Really finding, I'm hearing more simplistic ways of doing things too. So you may be simplifying your life. It's funny. Yeah. Queen of Wands, you know, right? She's assertive. She's fully aware. She is invested in forward progress and movement. She's extremely intuitive. And of course, male, female, it does not matter. We all have all of this within us, right? But it's interesting to me because it's like with that 10 of Pentacles at the start and the 6 of Pentacles at the end, it's not that you're backsliding. It's like going back to the foundation. And I don't know why I'm getting foundation with a 6, but I am. I mean, it is, you know, our roots basically can be. But it's going back and revising what you're doing moving forward so that you can clean up from that 6 to that 10 of Pentacles is how that feels to me. You are taking the action to course correct right now any little thing that is off. And you know, when I said earlier, it may feel like you're not doing anything, but you are. I just don't think you're making these massive moves that Scorpios are so used to. You know, we go in, we transform, we'll cut a person off, we will slice them at the knees, we will do all of these things, and it's a very dramatic movement sometimes. Here for you, I don't think you quite know what to do with this movement because it's not requiring so much push and pull. It's balancing out. So it's like you're just going back long enough to revise, revisit, review during this period of retrograde so that you're ironing out the kinks in anything, whether it's relationships, work, your children, you know, maybe, you know, a terrible example, but I'm going to use it. You know, your kids, and I just seen 24, by the way, 6, there you go again. And you may, if this pertains to your children, you could, you know, have implemented a new bedtime, going, listen, this is starting to get out of hand. Our days have been crazy, but we're going to do this. And now you're starting to see, as you made a plan to how your evening's going to go with your kiddos to get them to bed, the little things just aren't quite working. So it's requiring a little bit of that tweaking around certain situations. So then it's kind of going back and go, before this gets out of hand again, This is what I'm going to do to course correct us, so we're ironing out any confusion, so that this way we can sit firmly in that 10 of Pentacles and we can do it confidently that things are going to be balanced out. Throughout this period, I've said with the eclipse season and the Mercury retrograde, don't have expectations and expect the unexpected. Scorpio, I do feel like that this is one part of your life that you will be able to maintain control over, whatever this ironing out of these little things are, and you know what they mean for you, whether it's schedules or romance or, you know, coming together with others is what I'm hearing from Spirit, that it's going to create massive new growth for you moving forward. So again, even if you don't feel like you're making positive movement or you're not making any movement at all, you really are. You're just going to have to trust. I feel like you're kind of fighting with your own intuition here. It's kind of like, wait a minute, I'm not sure. So I feel like this is maybe a little bit of internal struggle of kind of getting over that hump yourself at the end of the day, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to all of you, what I'm explaining. So, what do we want to use? I feel like I'm missing cards. I know I'm not, but I feel like I am. It's weird. Okay. Guess we'll use, no, we're going, okay. Spirit, make up my mind. Let's do a little bit of clarification here, guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. Scorpio, I think I talked about the Hermit. There it is. It's kind of like you're hiding yourself away right now through this process too. Spirit said, don't be afraid to hurt feelings. You know, it's about your intention. Are you coming from the right place? If someone else does not feel a certain way about you, or I'm just going to say this. There's a card. Somehow one of these got mixed in with that. It's the 7 of Pentacles. And I was going to say to you, if somebody around you isn't happy with the decisions that you're making, with this card, I don't feel like this is you. I said, you know, you might have somebody in the background kind of watching you, and the way it comes out is like there in that energy. They may have planted some seeds with you, but I don't think you're paying attention to that right now. I think for some of you, love is really the last thing on your mind. For others of you, Spirit's saying that you're expecting these people to meet you at your level. You know, dealing, cross watcher, if this is you, that's kind of sitting in the shadows right now, Scorpio is a hard one to run with. You know, they when they get it in their head that this is where they're heading on a positive note, good luck keeping up. I'm not saying that you can't, but you're going to have to step up your game. It's a whole other level of, and there's that strength card in the upright. You have to be, Scorpio will test your limits and test your ability to stay strong and firm and move forward. Because it's like they're not letting grass grow under their feet. They're like, I'm off to the next thing. Scorpio, you know, again, you're in this space right now of this, what you think is just this abrupt stillness that's nothing's transpiring, but you are teaching others how this works in your world. Very, very powerful energy to be in. And we talked about that pyramid in the beginning. Very, very powerful energy to be in. That you are teaching others how to come to you. You know, we teach people how to treat us at the end of the day. And Scorpio, I think you've learned that lesson. I think that lesson is part of that long pathway that I seen in meditation that was clear in the back. Now you're implementing it. So it's like as these things are kind of like having to take their course and day-to-day stuff is playing out, and you're teaching others around you in various ways, you may feel like nothing is happening, but I can tell you that moving forward, and again, I feel like once we get into that Aries Libra dynamic, that you're going to start to see who learned and who didn't, who's willing to stand the test of time and who's not. All right, 10 of Pentacles and strength. Mother of Pentacles, yeah, you're regaining your focus on your stability. 6 of Cups again, that's 6 of Cups, that's 6. You know, and this is like you're recognizing the things that need to be nurtured that maybe you failed to nurture again in those ways before. Like I said, this could simply be, excuse me, going back from that 10 to that 6 just to balance things out. So you're taking that initiative, you're taking that Queen of Pentacles approach, that whatever hasn't worked, you know, she's got to go back and revise. It's how she's learned. It's how she's gotten to be that Queen of Pentacles. But she's very firm in her foundations. She is beautiful. She is tangible. She is well-grounded. She is working on these things. She has earned her spots and stripes at the end of the day. And for some of you, I'm hearing you may be a single mother as well. Others, you could be a single father. It doesn't have to be, one role or the other, because it's the Queen. You know, again, we all encompass that energy. So even for male Scorpios, you may be finding this new way of nurturing this stability for yourself and your children. I like it. You know, it's like, I think you're finding the courage and strength with that Leo card, or with the Strength card in reverse. Leo, you might be dealing with a Leo, right? All right. Knight of Cups and the Lovers. Please, Spirit, for Scorpio. The Hermit. It was on, I told you, Hermit kind of energy. Yeah, you're going to go within. I don't think that whoever this is, if there is somebody, but they are trying, don't read into this so much. You know, I see so many readers and they talk about the communication. Everybody's got free will to do what it is that they wish, right? The communication is, it's like they want to come in with this communication, but I feel like you're really hard to reach right now, is how that feels. So whether this is just energetically, or this is in your 3D world, that you are you're lighting your own path, and I feel like you're really focused on not letting that distract you. It may be, if this is love, it could be in the back of your mind, things like that, but you're going within, you know, going off and setting sail on your own to figure out about the choices. It's almost like you could be reevaluating your love life too, you know, those patterns and those cycles that you've dealt with. But I do feel like somebody wants to come in, and there's the Queen of Wands, and you've got like a message coming in for you that may put you on high alert, is also what I'm getting with this King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and that Knight of Swords. Like, you may be a little critical of how somebody comes in and approaches you, or with some of the information that you may be getting at this time. So just be cognizant and aware of that. Discern what you're getting accordingly as well. So this Ace of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, please, Spirit, for Scorpio. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and that Seven of Pentacles came out, and there's the Lover's card again, Scorpio, with the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, putting down, you know, I'm hearing from Spirit, I don't want to hear your sad stories. Scorpio, if that's not a Scorpio thing to say, it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your shit. I'm good. Thank you. Like, I don't want to hear your excuses. And that's kind of what this feels to me. Is like, I don't want to hear your excuses. I'm too busy taking decisive action to level up my life and course correct. You recognize maybe too that parts of this, if this is pertaining to love or even business, work or whatever, that some of the choices that you made weren't the best. And again, you may feel like nothing is moving, but you are reevaluating very heavily what it is that you're doing moving forward, and how if you're giving this out, it's going to give back to you. The Lover's card, very interesting, twice here. I feel like you're freeing yourself up. Once you do this, I'm going to call this groundwork. Once you do this groundwork, the choices in business, life, love are going to explode for you. Getting to the end of that hallway that I seen, to that door that's dark, and it's not that it's dark in negative energy. It's dark because you can't see. You may not see or understand what is, like, why am I even working my way to get there? But I do feel like it's like a massive unlocking for you once you reach that point. It becomes very, very different from anything that you've experienced. It's yet another massive shift that we have back here. And it may feel like you're really fighting the current to get there, but just be in a state of pause and reflection at this time. Don't try to control it, Scorpio. Step outside of that control. Let it flow for you. All right. Cards of advice for Scorpio. You know what? I'm actually gonna, I brought home this Kuan Yin deck, and I just keep feeling like I used it yesterday, and I was like, or the other day, and I was like, I need to bring this home. So the Kuan Yin deck, I really, really like these cards. They're very beautiful. So let's use these for your advice today, Scorpio. What is the advice for Scorpio, please, Spirit? What is the advice for Scorpio, please? I'm going to take all three of these just because that's the way they came out. So your advice, Scorpio. Boy, this is the longest video I've done in a while. Veil of shadows. A lotus blossoms from the deep, rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud, made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives in the depths of emotion and the aliveness of your body into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. Pay attention to that water and that earth energy. They balance each other out perfectly. That Six of Pentacles, that Six of Cups, the Lovers, not once but twice. It's a balancing, and I seen that balancing. I remember if this couple cards fall out, I put those back. It was about balance. You're finding your balance. You're striking that balance of nurturing. Turquoise Lotus Mother. An old pattern is finally ending. As I said to you, right? I said, you can't make it up, guys. I love it. You know, those patterns that, you know, I said you may be, you know, examining patterns, whether it was love or anything else. But you're freeing yourself from that. You are to be lifted from your struggle, freed from the weight of the past. You have learned all that you needed to learn, and now it is a time for relief, release, divine protection, and the happiness of a healed heart and peaceful soul. I'm telling you, it may not feel right quite yet, but it's coming. Mother Fierce. Mother Fierce is your guardian. Nothing can penetrate the passionate fire of her fearless love. Your safety is assured. In the midst of any apparent challenge or threat, no matter how frightening it may seem, no matter how insecure you might feel about taking a step on your spiritual path into more power, know that you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved. That power, that pyramid that I started off with in your meditation, guys, I'm telling you, this is an up-leveling for you, and you may not see it. You don't know it yet. Not the way that you think you do. You have a preconceived notion about it. I got the chills again. But you are divinely guided. You are divinely protected through this massive change for you. I think that it's so not dramatic that you don't know what to do. It's almost like if you've lived in a fight and flight response for so long, that not being in that place right now feels off, because you're like, it's like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, well, this isn't how this usually goes for me. It's not this calm, or it's not just me sitting back. It's me having to fight my way through this. You don't have to fight anymore. You're divinely protected. You're divinely guided because you've taken those steps to work on that healing, to release yourself. Let that release happen. Let go of the past. The past, again, I'm so emotional. The past is not the definition of who you are anymore. You are writing your own story, moving forward into the next leveling up of your spirit. Embrace it. Scorpio, such a powerful freaking message for you guys. I love this. I absolutely love this for you. Beautiful, beautiful energy to be in. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with others around you. Not everything's going to unfold overnight. And I think that's the important thing that you need to recognize. This isn't all going to come out into reality in a day or two. It's going to take a little bit of time. This is like the incubation period for what's to come. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, and just keep, there's that balance, that justice card again. What's fair, just, and right. So, Scorpio, if you found this video resonated for you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Feel free to leave a comment. Please keep those nice, loving, and respectful to each other always. And then if you're interested in getting a personal reading for more of your own personal path and where you're headed, please feel free to reach out to me in the description box below or the About section of the page. You can also find information on holisticallyzenwv.com on how to reach out for personal services as well. Guys, I'm wishing you the best. Take care. I'll get May's videos out here before long. Crossing my fingers, right? Never know what's going to happen. I'm wishing you all the very best. Take care and sending all my love.